Hello and welcome, Andy here. Today is going to be a report regarding the horrific incident that happened yesterday in Liverpool. It has some distressing images and video, so your viewer discretion is advised. And if you feel that you're going to get triggered, then please do watch. The police are obviously on the job here, and they held a press conference shortly after. In it, obviously, they said, please don't share, as if that's going to happen. But we are sharing the truth because these are real videos. These are not made up. This comes from a number of angles as well. And I'm going to show you the videos as they are. And if I need to, I'll make commentary. But as far as I'm aware, they've all been posted on social media. So there is no issue with them. Otherwise they wouldn't be allowed and they would have been deleted by now. But this is very, very serious. There are a number of issues with it, of course, with the whole thing. Mostly revolving around the media, the proper media, and in this case, it's Sky News. They have been caught out, as per usual. The MSM media lie and twist the facts around to suit themselves, or rather, suit the narrative. The big issues they had was that they were highlighting white British man. If they can identify somebody, if they normally do it, then it's an ethnic origin, then they would not mention that at all. So what's the point of highlighting the fact that it probably is a white British man? But again, we have some issues with that because it's not quite clear that there is a man who was arrested, but we don't think it's the same person that was driving the car. In fact, I will go as far as showing you the video on this when they have a very close-up video. It actually does not look like a man. It looks more like a dummy, and I know somebody has suggested it on social media that it could have been a remote control vehicle. And the person, the dummy, because it does really, I'll show you it, but I mean, you make up your own mind. But and also the other issue is that the guy, if it's a real person in the car, is not 53 years old. It looks like a younger man. It's very difficult to tell because the video is quite blurry. But the main thing is to look at the hands. I'll show you it later. So we don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's a false flag. Definition of a false flag. I'm going to put that up on the screen because it could well be. It could also be a false flag to highlight or hide some other event that's going on in the world or in the UK. The media does not want you to highlight or know about. But it's been done many times before. Now, there's somebody who's also said on social media that the guy that was arrested obviously was not the same guy in the car, but nobody saw the guy being dragged from the car. Why was that? Could it be that it was a dummy? Well, we don't know, and we're never going to know, I don't think, unless this really comes out a bit later on, as most things do. If it is a false flag, it's pretty bad. They quite happily have some car run over innocent bystanders just to prove a point. If it is a guy, and he is allegedly white British, then you have to look at the motivation for that. Why? Again, I don't think we'll ever know. It is very, very distressing. I have to say that some of these videos that I'm going to show you obviously are very blurry and it's not very clear as to, but you do get the idea of what's going on. I'm going to start with the first video, and this is before the actual car zooms off and runs over a few people. The preamble that people say is it's a Ford Galaxy and could possibly be a taxi, but there is no taxi plates. How was it allowed in a street with a parade? Police cordon, obviously at the end of the street, was preventing cars from going in there. So why was this car allowed in? And the other issue that people have said, that's a one-way street. The car was going the wrong way. Now we have the incident from several different angles, so we're going to have a look at those as they are. This is the social media versions of all of these videos, and no copyright infringement is intended. This is just taken from various social media outlets.
Oh, it's a bit bonneted. Holy shit. Oh my god. Punchy that?
What the fuck?
He's had it, him.
What the fuck?
What the fuck's going on there?
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh
Nah,
my
he's
god,
dead,
that's
him.
funny, me video and that.
No, he's just killed a few people, you know.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh no! What the? Oh my god, Allah! Oh my god! Oh my god! You fucking rat god!
Now, a very good question has been asked. I don't know who this guy is, but he was made a video, and what he's saying is pretty much I was thinking.
You may have seen we were on the show. Now, look, the reason for doing this video is that the media immediately went out with a headline that a car drove into people in Liverpool. A 53-year-old man has been arrested. That was the headlines. They then put in the small print that it's not known whether the 53-year-old was the driver. Now, most people don't read the small print, they read the headlines. Why did they immediately put out it was a white 53-year-old British man then? Because they deliberately wanted to get that information out there. As it stands, we don't know who the driver was yet. We don't know his motivations. But the British media tonight have immediately put out a headline that was misleading. Serious questions have to be asked about why. We'll have to wait and see how all this plays out. We've seen the footage, but no matter what happens, they lied tonight. They put out a deliberate lie to mislead people. Never forget that. They just can't be trusted.
You can watch this now. This is the actual police report that was broadcast on Sky News.
The car stopped at the scene and a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area was arrested. We believe him to be the driver of the vehicle. The incident is not being treated as terrorism. We would ask that people refrain from sharing distressing footage from the incident online.
Here is the actual last video, which I have to show you. And this is a drive-by video. So somebody has caught the actual car in close up. And I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to reverse it and slow it down. So you can see, if you agree with me that this is not real, don't think it's. I think it's a dummy. The car is remotely controlled, or else, who in their right mind, presuming, and also there is an allegation that this person was drunk. But the hand positions are a bit weird. If you have a look at the steering wheel as it goes by. So let's reverse that and do a little slow-mo. As you can see, as it drives by, you can see the hands on the steering wheel. They do look very, very artificial. And I sometimes drive with my hands on the lower part of the wheel, but I would probably never drive with my hand in the centre console of the wheel. I would probably loosely hold the rim with one hand, and the other hand will guide it at the bottom. But this one the hands seem very, very artificial. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe somebody can comment on that. But then you look at the face of the guy. If it is a guy, it doesn't look like it could be a guy who's 53. Certainly, it's very difficult to tell from that video because it's a little bit blurry. But you can see there is a lot of questions to be asked and answered, I believe. Anyway, so that's it for today. Very harrowing story. And of course, your comments down below. Do you think it is a real thing, or do you think it is obviously the real thing because people have got run over? But what I'm saying is, do you think it's a false flag been orchestrated to employ some other or hide something? Maybe it is part of this whole thing to bring in more control, more military on the streets, more ID, more digital sort of control. Is it something along those lines? I don't know. We'll never know, I don't think. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a very good day, and thank you for watching.